Last week, I was honoured to be invited onto a podcast by a guy called Sundeep Rao to discuss anxiety and the work that I do to help people. Now, I got the chance to talk about some pretty important ideas regarding why we might develop an anxiety issue and how we can change the way we look at things. In this video, I'm going to show you a few highlights from the podcast where I talk about 3 pivotal areas that, when addressed, hugely reduce anxiety and put people back in control. Let's do it. So welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time, I'm Timbox. I'm a mind coach, and for the last 12 years or so, I've been working with people to help them overcome all sorts of emotional and psychological issues, and in particular, helping them get control of anxiety. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like button. Every like makes a difference and helps the channel grow and get the message out there. Now, Sundeep Rao is a partially blind comedian hailing from Mumbai in India. He's a fellow TEDx speaker who performs comedy all over the world and has a weekly podcast which, topic-wise, covers pretty much anything and everything. I was really excited to be asked to appear on this, and I'll link to the full hour and a bit long episode in the video description. Now, whenever I get access to a new audience, it's really important for me to make sure I give as much information and value as possible to the listeners who are potentially hearing this message for the first time. And during the course of this episode, Sundeep and I talked a lot about why we go from feeling everyday anxiety to suddenly having an anxiety problem. I'm going to play you 3 clips from the show, and in each one, I'm talking about a key element of why we develop high anxiety and what understanding this means for our recovery. In this first one, I talk about how everyday anxiety turns into debilitating anxiety. So for many, the origins of the problem. So well, here's the thing. I think a lot of the time we're encouraged. So everyone feels anxiety on probably a daily basis because it's an emotion. And this is the thing. When I was working with clients, I started to notice that the thing they were most anxious about was how anxious they felt and if it would ever stop, so, and it's that horrible feedback loop that generates. So you get anxious about things in your life. So the classic example, just to take it right to, level 11, is that the pandemic happened. And a lot of people got very anxious about what's going to happen with this global pandemic. Is it going to wipe out the species? Are we going to be stuck in our homes forever now? Are we ever going to be back to normal? That kind of thing. There was a health threat. There was a threat to our business, to our finances, for our well-being in that sense. And there was the isolation and everything. So people got very anxious. Now, that's kind of natural, because we don't have experience of overcoming this particular challenge yet. So there's uncertainty there. None of us are able to draw from past instances where we've faced this challenge, dealt with it, and got the other side of it, which is normally how we feel secure in the face of challenge, is the knowledge that I think I should be able to deal with this because of previous experience. Now, so we go into this unprecedented state, this complete into the unknown, into the darkness, as it were, and we feel anxious. Now, the problem then comes when the thing we're now focusing on isn't what's the issue, what do I need to do, what do I need to do? It's the fact that we feel so anxious. So anxiety is that emotion. If fear is move away from danger, if anger is right the wrong that's been done to us, all our emotions have a purpose and a point of action, if you know what I mean. Anxiety is a part of your mind saying, this is the most important thing right now to focus our attention on. We need our conscious focus on this particular issue. For so many people, whether they realize it or not, it's very often our lack of confidence in ourselves that is at the root of our continual high anxiety. We stay locked in that because we don't know how to be confident and we're just not sure how to learn. In this next clip, I explain how we can look at things slightly differently. This challenge, whoa. How's this going to go? The uncertainty. I haven't done this before. Am I even capable of it? Look, the thing I think, we don't naturally doubt ourselves. And that might be a controversial thing to say. I know a lot of people regard confidence as something that we need to build up over time with experience and learning and knowledge and all that sort of thing. But really, we're kind of born 100% confident, because we're not born with insecurities. We learn them as we go through. So when somebody is in a situation where they're doubting their ability to cope, and that doubt is hindering them, from getting the most from the experience, then I think sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why have I got somebody in there saying you can't do this? Where's that thought coming from?
Yeah.
Now, for most people, it doesn't take long to work out where it's coming from. Maybe it was a parent that used to put us down. Maybe we have experience of trying and failing at something. Maybe we just don't have a great level of self-worth in this area or something like that. Or maybe it's just because we've never done this before. Yeah. And we've seen other people struggle and other people talk about how difficult it is, So working out we're asking that bit of our mind to just calm the anxiety to the point where it doesn't intrude. Yeah. We've got to imagine, why would that part say, sorry, I can't do that? Yeah. Now, if we can work that out, then normally we can provide an answer to that particular concern. So an example of one might be, okay, I have no experience of being a parent. So what if I fuck this up? I've seen other people fuck it up,
Yeah.
And then probably what we could tap into is what we might refer to as the experience of being inexperienced. So we might not have an experience of doing this parenting thing, but we have hundreds of experiences of doing something for the first time that we didn't know if we could do or not, and then learning to do it to the degree where it became everyday and commonplace.
How we feel about ourselves and what level our self-esteem sits at is established from a young age, and early childhood experiences play a huge role in shaping our anxiety response. In this next clip, I explain why the desire of the adults around us to help us and empower us to be all we can be can actually backfire and cause us to just never really feel good enough.
That's a danger there, is that we put so much pressure on kids, not because we don't think they're good enough, but because we want them to be all they could be and live the best life and be the happiest version of them they could be. And we know that if you pass these exams, careers will become available to you. You'll make lots of money. You'll have a healthy, loving family, all that sort of thing. And so we pressure them to do it. But all that does is, I'll never be good enough because I can never get these people that I'm looking at for my validation to say, well done. You've done it. You've done all you needed to do. Yeah, because we're always striving for something better. And I think, it's the root of perfectionism as a toxic character trait that we shouldn't be cultivating. Yeah, it's okay to want to get better. It's okay to want to do better. But if we reserve happiness for the moment when we become perfect, we're never going to be happy. Because
it's almost like the focus is on the outcome versus the process of learning and enjoying and fulfilling that particular.
You've just summed it up there. You've just summed it up exactly. What my dad did when he said that to me, he took the emphasis on the result and put it back on my input. And guess what I'm in control of, and guess what I'm not in control of.
Yeah.
I'm in control of my input. I'm not in control of the outcome. Okay, and that's important to understand. So so I think that you've summed it up exactly there, was that if I can have my concerns based on the things that I can do things about, great, I can get control of my concerns. If they're based on things I have no control over, then what can I do about that? I can't decide what questions are going to be asked on the exam paper. Yeah. All I can do is learn as much as I can so that hopefully whatever questions there are, I know the answers to.
There's obviously way too much in this podcast episode to cover in a YouTube video, but I'll link to the full episode below and you can check it out for yourself. I want to say a huge thank you to Sundeep for inviting me onto the podcast. We had a really fascinating discussion and I can't wait to see him in person the next time he's here in the UK. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, then why not give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos every week. And let me know, what do you think are the main causes of anxiety? Do you recognise some of the things we spoke about here as relevant to you? Are there other things you believe have been instrumental in forging your anxiety response? Let me know in the comments below, and if you have any questions, put them down there too, and I'll do my best to answer them. Remember, I'm also now doing a weekly live Q&A every Friday at 6 p.m. London time, where you can ask me your anxiety-related questions, so please join me for that. You can also become a member of this channel and get access to hours of anxiety-related content with weekly updates and exclusive live streams. Just click the join button on the homepage to get full access. But that's it for now. I'm Timbox, Mind Coach. Always remember to be kind to your mind, and I'll see you next time.